What is up? What is up? What is up? DTube hexagons. So today I want to do day 9. Day 9. Yes, day 9, 100 days of hex. Today I want to talk a little bit about, so we had this YouTube guy called Elio Trades Crypto that made a video called Degen Pump Coins. And he made this video with hex in the logo called Get Rich Quick with These Pumpamentals. So this is another case of like, okay, so you have this guy that, and they don't know anything about hex, okay? The problem with these guys is, so when people search for hex, they find these like guys that don't know anything about hex that write up an article super fast, or they do some video super fast, and the complaints are always two. Either they're complaining about someone is making money, or yeah, but that's the main complaint. Like the main complaint about hex is someone is making money, and that's not really a real complaint, okay? So this guy made a video where he tries to argue that hex is some get rich quick thing with these pumpamental altcoins, and he specifically talked mainly about hex. But what he doesn't understand is that HEX has lower inflation than Bitcoin already on the HEX has lower inflation than Bitcoin on year 2 than what Bitcoin took 10 years to kind of get down to like 3% inflation. HEX already has that on year 2 if 100% of coins are staked. So what these guys do not understand is they misunderstand the launch phase for, so they misunderstand the launch phase for some get rich quick thing. No, this is just a distribution phase of the lion's share of the hex. This is a launch phase. This is a one-time event. The big payday that is gonna happen on November the 19th in hex, that's a one-time event. Okay, it's a one-time event, and they're trying to make this. So this guy on YouTube called Elio Trades Crypto is spreading a bunch of nonsense, um, and it's like they don't go over any of the real data about hex. For example, he doesn't talk about that most people are locked in hex 4.7 years. Like nobody is in this for the short term. He is trying to argue, okay, so what happens with these guys is they see something go up. So Hex has had like some of these run-ups, just as any other crypto in the cryptocurrency industry, and then it has had dumps, just like any other crypto. And everyone in Hex, every hexagon is fully aware of this, that stuff goes down 85% many times, or 70% or 40%. Hexagons are extremely aware of this, that stuff goes up and goes down. And these guys are just trying to take, yeah, they don't understand, like they don't understand they don't understand that stuff pumps like crazy in crypto, and stuff also goes down like crazy in crypto. But that's not the core point, okay? The core point is the long-term thing, that hex is a long-term thing, okay? Why do you think people are locked up for almost 5 years? Because they understand it's a long-term project. Nobody is in it for the short term. Oh my god. So that's the main problem. A lot of these guys, they don't understand that people are in this for the extreme long term. And then he made an art and then he's looking at the taxes with hex on it, and he's trying to make an argument that, oh, taxis are so outdated, and like advertising on taxis are so outdated. Like what? Okay, so people are not using taxis anymore. Okay, like regular normal humans outside of crypto, they're not using taxis. No, Taxis are actually being used. People are using taxis on a daily basis. This is kind of normal. Like, just because, so these guys do not have any, they don't have any coins that have marketing, right? So they have never seen the coins be marketed in the real world, as we have seen here with HEX. HEX entering one of the first coins to actually enter the real world. It's actually something that we want to do because the real world has more humans and we want to grow crypto. We want more people to know about crypto. But it's like they're looking at these things as like some negative thing. I don't understand it. Like, you do realize that people in HEX, some are locked up for 15 years, okay? Some people 10 years, 15 years. They are in it for the extreme long term. And you can go and look at the data and you can see that HEX has the base data. You can go to hex.vision, hex.live, and these websites are like so much better than all of these other projects. And it's like, if you want to talk bad about HEX, why don't you also then talk bad about all these other things that don't have any audits, that projects that are not complete, projects that has anonymous creators? If you want to shit talk HEX, why don't you talk more shit about the true shit? Because this is a complete project, okay? It's finished, no expectations. It's just code, okay? It's just code. This is what these guys do. They don't understand it. And many of these guys, they also didn't have any problems with how EOS launched, which was kind of like HEX is doing it the same way. EOS had the launch phase. Yeah, and it's like weird. These guys do not understand that the world needs a product for like trustless interest that is not tied to central banks. And these guys are not going to spend their money to invent something that can replace central banks. So HEX has a product that is extremely useful for many people, like trustless interest. There is like this, like a huge $1 trillion interest. There's a lot of people that are interested in trustless interest and like locking up value and speculation and digital gold. And you can't pay interest in the Bitcoin. And I'm sure that many of these guys, they're extremely interested in interest because they can't get any interest in Bitcoin if they're just holding. And then they're talking about talking about like HEX clones, and they're calling it HEX without the greed, and then and then they're writing actually pumping. But that's also a lie because HEX has also pumped pretty hard. If you look, even after the dump of HEX, it's still up around 4,000%. I think almost 5,000% right now. So so you're saying that these other things are pumping, but HEX is not pumping just because HEX dropped a bit. Okay, go look at how much ETH is down right now. Go look at how much Bitcoin is down right now. I mean, both of these coins are down pretty dramatically. Go look at, go and complain with XRP. That coin was at $3 and now it's at 30 cents. Basically, every coin is dumping, and most coins are also pumping. So trying to put HEX as some get rich quick thing, there is nobody that has ever said that. HEX is just designed, HEX is designed with a design intention to pump the coin. That doesn't mean that the design intention is going to turn out to work. But I have looked at data. I have compared the data the first year of Bitcoin, and I compared the data first year of Ethereum, and it's moving from the data that I looked. And when I looked around maybe 1 month ago or a few weeks ago, it was moving at the speed of like 5x the speed. That means that if that data would keep up, what Ethereum would do in 25 years, Hex would be able to do in 5 years. And that's just looking at logic, looking at data. And and it seems like a lot of these guys, like, they're not gonna invest, they're not gonna create something that can actually replace central banks by having some decentralized thing that can pay trustless interest to people that want to save value in a decentralized way. These guys are not going to invest their money to invent that kind of thing, but they are happy to complain day in and day out on something that has real community and has tons of people interested in. So yeah, it's just like the thing with HEX is like if you want to understand it, you may need to take a couple of hours to kind of grasp it, because this is not something that you may be able to grasp in 2 minutes. Like used to understand the share price system is probably going to take a couple of days or a couple of weeks. If you want to understand the history of crypto, that's probably going to take a couple of weeks as well. When I wanted to understand a few things in crypto with, for example, delegated proof of stake and DeepPulse systems, that took me 6 months to understand it. To understand HEX fully it took around 6 months, or yeah, around 6 months, um, maybe even 12 months. And then because I understood the intelligence, I understood that this was something that was super, super intelligent, and that I actually have to, me as an intelligent human being, if I see something that's intelligent and something that's useful for the world, I have to invest so much more energy into understanding that. I have to actually pay respect to understand it in depth. And a lot of these guys, they do not want to spend the time to actually understand what is actually going on. Which is kind of sad, because they may miss the opportunity of a lifetime, especially if they're missing the big payday, they're missing getting a good share price, they're missing locking in their coins so they can actually get extremely interesting interest. Nobody knows what's going to happen with HEX, right? So I did a video, 1 hour long video about HEX, talking a little bit about this concept of HEX already December 2019, okay? And it seems like I was pretty spot on in that video. And even in that video, I said, this may not actually happen. This is just an experiment and all of this. But it seems like a lot of interesting stuff happened after I did those videos. And it seems like people, if they actually listen to me over there, they probably would have way more money now than yeah, they probably would have way more money now. And all these people that listen to all these other losers that are kind of chasing pumps and dumps, like fake DeFi coins, they're probably gonna have less money, because people can dump on you all the time. So yeah, this guy is also this guy goes and talk about these other coins, like for example, so this guy on YouTube called Elio Trades Crypto, on his latest video he has a Binance logo. He has a Binance logo on the thumbnail, and he probably kind of likes Binance. And what has Binance done in this cryptocurrency industry? Well, they did a Steam hostile takeover, and they kind of attacked a decentralized network. So they're kind of enemies to crypto. So he probably doesn't even know anything about that thing. Yeah, so it's like most of the time these guys don't know anything about crypto. And yeah, they just don't know anything. Oh my god, 1 week ago he did a video. Bitcoin on track for 50x growth to match gold. That is so retarded. So, okay, so how much is Bitcoin up right now since the top of 2013? I know, it was at 1K 2013, and now it's at around 12K. So it's like 12x since 2013. It's 12x since 2013 top. The 2013 top. That's stats, okay? That's 7 years, and that's a 12x. Here he's talking about a 50x from over here. That doesn't even make any data sense. It doesn't make any logical sense whatsoever. And then he's talking about match gold. Okay, so So gold, it had its like all-time high 2011, and then it made a new all-time high just recently. So gold hasn't had any amazing kind of performance even. So I'm not even sure why everyone is talking about gold like it's some kind of magical thing. So yeah, I mean, it's like people. I think one of the reason people a lot of these middle class guys, I think that I don't think they like Hex because Hex is too aristocratic for them. Especially because it's like it is like the people are locking up their coins for 10 years, 15 years. It's unheard of in other cryptos. Like those other cryptos, they are more for short-term guys. Like most of these guys, they're just chasing pumps and dumps, and they're chasing nonsense. Okay, they're chasing nonsense that's not even real and that doesn't even have any market. I think Hex is too aristocratic for most of these middle class guys that loves to make YouTube crypto videos talking about nonsense. So yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna be interesting to see how they are going to react on Hex after the launch phase. It's gonna be extremely interesting to see, to be honest, because it's like all of them are kind of in on this kind of gatekeeping nonsense and kind of pretending that they know better than me and a lot of other extremely competent hexagons. It's weird, dude. It's like weird. It's like interesting thing society wise to kind of see how all of these people are so ignorant and how all of these people believe. It's like yeah, I don't know what to call it. Like they're calling an aristocratic coin for a degenerate get rich quick coin. When everyone in the hexagon community is staked super long time. Like they're staked way longer than all of these other projects combined, because all of these other projects, they're probably not going to be around for another 1 year or 2 year, because a lot of these other things that just popped up the last couple of months, they didn't exist a few months earlier. Okay, and they're probably just going to come and go, just going to come and go, come and go, come and go. And then I talked about this also on DTube in last year. I talked about what are going to be the shit, what is going to be the shit coins of 2020, and it became all these fake DeFi coins. And I did a video earlier on my YouTube channel about that. I think a couple of days ago I talked a little bit about this, about all of these fake DeFi thing that, for example, Crypto is saying he has in his portfolio, and it's 100% of the projects are worse than Hex. Nothing even comes close to Hex. And I talked about this on DTube. Like we're probably going to see some new shit coins of 2020, and it's going to be exciting to see what it's going to be. And it became this like fake DeFi craze that probably is going to crash eventually, just as the ICO boom kind of thing kind of crashed. So that is kind of like what I wanted to talk a little bit about today. That yeah, I'm very disappointed. Like I'm very disappointed with these guys that do not do the proper research and they do not understand that Hex is an aristocratic project that is extremely long term. Okay, and it just has a launch phase the first year to share out the coins. How do you think like Satoshi? Do you not think that he got a ton of coins the first like launch phase? He got a ton of coins, man. He got like 1 million coins or something like that. That's what the homeboy got, and then nobody seemed to be complaining about that. Oh, he got a lot of coins. Yeah, because yeah, he deserved it. Like he created something, so he probably should have a lot of those coins, you know. So yeah, it's like it's it's always the same thing. It's always the same thing that these guys hate capitalism for some reason. They do not like interest also for some reason, and they don't like honest and complete audited projects for some reason. Always the same thing. They do not like that someone is making money. Someone is making money in the world and they do not like it. But they don't mind when Elon Musk or some other guy is kind of making money. Um, yeah, they don't understand that people are making billions of dollars. A lot of guys are making billions of dollars, and it's called capitalism, and you're living in that kind of world where you can invent something, you can get rich from that if a lot of people enjoy what you have created. And what kind of what's gonna happen with all these YouTubers is they're gonna keep these YouTubers, they're gonna keep chasing new coins, and the problem is they do a churn and burn on their followers, where they're always throwing new coins at them for, every week. Throw some new useless coin at them, that's not secure, that's not safe. You don't know anything about the team, you haven't done proper research, but just take these coins and throw them at people and see what happens. See when they get wrecked. This is not so ethical. I mean, this is not good. This is not responsible behavior, and this is probably many reasons why a lot of crypto YouTubers has gotten banned from YouTube, because they are not they're not taking their voice, they're not using their voice in responsible ways. They're just throwing trash at their audience day and night, and every day and every week there's a new shit coin that they're throwing at people. And it's horrible. Like, go look at how many coins on like nomics, how many coins that have died forever. And that's probably going to keep on happening, like, because people never learn, like people never learn, like people don't learn, and it's like annoying, right? So yeah, these middle class guys are gonna talk about HEX like it's a get rich quick thing, because yeah, they're uneducated. They don't understand how long time people are locked up for. They don't understand how the share price system works, how it's exponential. They don't understand that much, you know. So that's what I want to talk a little bit about today. Have a great day, D2.